Thank you for joining Wars of the Rosies as we begin with part 1 of Adam Weishaupt, A Human Devil by Gerald B. Winrod. The world is governed by very different personages from what is imagined by those who are not behind the scenes. Disraeli. Behind the scenes. Disorders, revolutions, economic convulsions, and political upheavals do not happen. They result from planning, under the surface, unknown to good people. There are constant plots, schemes, tricks, and intrigues. Hidden forces continue their subterranean activities until they reach a boiling point. Then an explosion takes place on the surface. The rank and file of people are caught off their guard. There comes a devastating outburst in which lives are lost, property is destroyed, and human development is retarded. Not until the storm breaks do the sleeping masses awaken, yawn, stir themselves and look about at the wreckage and carnage. After it is too late to help matters, history is replete with examples of this kind. International conspirators always find it to their advantage to lure the people to sleep until they can get their plots developed so far that nothing can stop them. A man in a stupor is harmless. The despoilers have a way of keeping the popular mind befuddled and drugged under the influence of their opiates. It is a rare thing for an awakening to take place in time to avert a crisis. Propaganda is a powerful weapon in the hands of wicked men, yet the thinking of a whole nation may become warped in a comparatively short time on some particular question by a bombardment of ideals released from carefully planned and timed sources. By degrees, these ideas sink into the mass mind and a community is molded accordingly. Then the people take the things they have been taught for granted, little suspecting that, parrot-like, they are merely chattering about false notions which have been insinuated into their mental processes. Thus, designing leaders find it possible to bring wreck and ruin upon a country by pulling wires from behind the scenes. They are able to produce cross currents and create class hatreds, keeping themselves and their true purposes concealed from the public gaze. The average person lives on the surface and neither cares nor knows how to inform himself about hidden evils which may be lurking in the shadows. He prefers to eat, drink, and be merry today and think no more about the future than absolutely necessary. Try to tell him the unpleasant truth and warn him of what is about to take place, and he is liable to do what the farmer did when he saw a giraffe for the first time. Cry out angrily, "I don't believe it." The American people are too gullible. They need a new baptism of that good old-fashioned virtue called suspicion. The question that haunts me day and night is whether or not it will be possible to awaken them to the impending danger which is close upon us before it is too late. Secret societies, sometimes founded upon high ideals and lofty precepts, are frequently prostituted by men of evil genius who get control of them for their own private gain and selfish use. Because there is always an element of mystery associated with a lodge, it becomes a convenient cloak and an ideal means for secret operations when taken over by subversive influences. It will be shown in this treatise that certain conspirators have used secret societies in the past as practical vehicles for boring under the surface. Thus, destructive causes set in motion long ago are still producing catastrophic effects in the world. Two revolutions of comparatively recent times loom up in the thinking of every student of history: the French Revolution and the Russian Revolution. Neither of these outbreaks was produced primarily for economical and political reasons in order to relieve the suffering of the poor and middle classes of people. peaceful means could have been found for adjusting whatever abnormal conditions there may have been existing at the respective periods in which these two storms occurred. It was not necessary to spill an ocean of blood. The fact is that both of these revolutions resulted from secret, undercover planning so that a certain system, an invisible empire, a hidden organization could advance its evil interest. The fundamental purpose was to produce an onslaught against Christianity and the moral and social systems which it had produced on the earth. On July 14, 1856, Disraeli delivered a significant address before England's House of Commons, in which he said, "It is useless to deny, because it is impossible to conceal, that a great part of Europe, the whole of Italy and France, and a great portion of Germany, to say nothing of other countries, is covered with a network of these secret societies, just as the superficies on the earth is now being covered with railroads." And what are their objects? They do not attempt to conceal them. They do not want constitutional government. They do not want ameliorated institutions. They want to change the tincture of land, to drive out the present owners of the soil, and to put an end to ecclesiastical establishments. Thank you for watching, and please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, and comment. And if you can, please consider donating to Wars of the Rosies. Links to PayPal and Patreon are in the description. Thank you so very much.